Hi everyone, and welcome back to Liz Sews. So back in October of 2019, I did a video showcasing all of the bras that I had made up until that point in time. So in the year 2020, my bra collection has changed quite significantly, and I thought it was about time that I do another version of this video, a little update showing all the bras that I have now. So in 2020, it was sort of unique for me because I ended up having a couple of relationships with some bra making suppliers that afforded me the ability to use and make a lot more things than I necessarily would have been able to given my own financial situation. So I was part of the TaylorMade Collaboratory, and that was put on by the TaylorMade shop, in which she gave me free items every single month in order to make up fun, exciting bras. And I've also started working with bra builders and sewing up their samples of a lot of their kits of the month. So I had access to a lot of those things, which I wouldn't necessarily have been able to afford otherwise. So the ability to get all of those nice, fun, beautiful fabrics in and work with them has meant that my bra collection has changed quite significantly. So when I'm wearing bras, I only wear them one time before I throw them in the wash. That helps to keep them better for longer, just because our body oils can start to break down some of the materials in the elastics themselves. So it's best to only wear your bra one time in between each washing. So I wear my bra one time, I throw it in a pile, and then I try to hand wash them all at the same time and put them up to line dry. Once I've washed the bras, I'll put them into my drawer on one side of the drawer, and then they slowly sort of move their way across the drawer, so I always pull from the side opposite of where the fresh bras are. That allows me to wear sort of each bra once in my collection before repeating back and wearing something again, and so they get pretty even wear across all of them. That being said, when I wear a bra and I decide, this isn't really doing it for me, I'm pretty ruthless and I'm gonna get rid of it. So most of the bras you're gonna see today are completely different than the ones from my bra drawer video back in 2019. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to focus solely on wired bras. That's really my bread and butter. Those are the ones that I prefer making the most often and what I have the largest amount of. So what we're going to be doing today is looking at most of my wired bras, and then I have a separate video that will be coming out next week that's going to look at the Black Beauty specific bras. I have so many bras made with the Black Beauty pattern from Emerald Erin, I just could not fit it all into one video, so those are going to be their own separate little entities. So without further ado, let's jump in. Just like I did in the last installment of my bra drawer video, I'm going to go through all of my bras per pattern and take a look at all the things I have within that specific pattern. So first up, we have the Berkeley bra, and the Berkeley bra is one of my favorite patterns from Orange Lingerie. Of course, I've linked this pattern along with all the other patterns I'm going to be discussing today down in the description box below. And a lot of times I've modified the patterns for my own fit as well as fabric choices. So in this particular one, this is lace that came from the TaylorMade shop. It is a non-stretch embroidered tulle lace. I have altered the pattern so that there is a break at the sides. I'm using stretchy fabric in the back and non-stretch fabric in the front, which is not exactly what the pattern calls for. And I've lined this one in black cut and sew foam as well, just to give myself a little bit more shape. I did this one for Valentine's Day this year, and I did this one for Valentine's Day in 2020, and I quite like how it turned out. This is another one using materials from the TaylorMade shop. This one is, these materials came as part of the TaylorMade Collaboratory. It's this really lovely Art Deco black lace, and then I've lined it in sheer cup lining in the back. Again, non-stretch in the front, stretchy in the back. That's just my preference for bras, even though that's not the way this pattern is designed. So this one's a nice, comfortable, easy breezy to wear bra. Very soft, and I love it. Here's a theme here, and this one is a Berkeley bra made using some more lace from the TaylorMade shop. This one again was also provided to me as part of the TaylorMade Collaboratory. It's this really pretty, lovely sort of lilac, light pale purple lace. I think that the Berkeley bra is a great bra for highlighting lace, because I love that it has that like scalloped edge along the bottom, and then I get a nice clean edge along the top neckline because it is a single piece that runs from wire line to wire line. So it works well with
lace fabric. So it's one of the reasons why I come back to this pattern pretty frequently. More lace from the TaylorMade shop, given to me as part of the TaylorMade collaboratory. This one is this really lovely peach with sort of olive leaves on it. I absolutely love this bra. It's super, super comfortable, and it almost appears as if there's no bra at all when you're wearing it. All you see is just that little like X of the leaves, and I think it looks really pretty on. Another set of lace from the TaylorMade shop, again provided to me as part of the TaylorMade collaboratory. This one she had in a couple different colorways, and I have both colorways, but this is the only one I've sewn up yet. This blue one, nice, light, and springy, and then I've combined it with Sky findings from Bra Builders and made a really nice, lovely bra. Again, such a great use of lace in this one to be able to have that scallop edge along the bottom. This is a Berkeley bra that probably appeared in my last version of my bra drawer video. This one is utilizing lace that I purchased from Beware in black and red, and I just think it is a perfect sort of sultry bra. I don't have a whole lot of red bras, as you will see, but I do have a couple, and this one I really like just because I think the black introduced with the red gives it a nice sultry look. And this one I made for Christmas several years ago. And this final Berkeley bra, again, is probably a repeat from my last bra drawer video, using lace that I purchased from Beware as well in this black cherry colorway. It's sort of this like Victoria's Secret crocheted looking lace, and so I had this in green as well, but the green one for some reason wasn't as comfortable, so I've only kept the black cherry version. I did have to reattach my straps over here. I just need to clip off these thread tails here. Some of my bras I do go back and mend after the fact if something happens like that, but most of the times if a bra breaks, I just get rid of it because obviously I have enough bras in my collection that I don't need to be too precious about saving any one particular bra. So that was all the Berkeley bras, so we can move on to another orange lingerie pattern, and this one is the Boylston bra pattern. And you can see from this collection here that I tend to use dual plex most often in making the Boylston bra. So a couple of these again are repeats and a couple of them are new. So this is a dual plex version, unlined, so soft cup, and it's using this really fun bright blue that I purchased from Beware. So this one is in a chestnut sort of duoplex simplex that I purchased from Beware as well. This fabric is a little bit thinner than duoplex, but it works pretty much the same, and I thought this is just such a lovely color. You'll see another bra that I made using this exact same fabric, but again purchased from Beware, and then the findings on this one are light copper. So the light copper findings are available anywhere that bra maker supply items are sold, but I purchased mine from Beware. Now we have one that's in forest green. Again, this is duoplex purchased from Beware, and then I've matched it with black findings. This one, I've done it in all white version. For this one, I was testing out to see if I could use cut and sew foam on the inside. So this one does have some white cut and sew foam on the interior of this, and it's utilizing lingerie satin, again purchased from Beware. This one is another one in duoplex using, I think this is the peach duoplex, available from anywhere that sells bra maker supply items, but I purchased mine from Beware. And then last up in the Boylston bras, I have this one, which is using some royal purple lingerie satin that was given to me by the TaylorMade shop as part of the TaylorMade collaboratory. This one utilizes the foam cups on the inside of it. So I've made the cup up twice, once in foam and then once in fabric, and then stretched the fabric around the foam itself. The white one, I was testing it out to see if it worked before utilizing this fabric because I only had like a fat quarter of this fabric, so I wanted to be able to utilize it to its full extent. So that is the last Boylston bra that I have. The next bra pattern we're going to look at is the Chloe bra from the Bra Makery. I don't have very much of these because it's not technically my favorite pattern, but I do come back to it every now and again. So this first one here is utilizing, I think it's called Midsummer's Midwinter's kit from Bra Builders. Of course, her kits are limited edition, so I don't think this one is any longer available, but she does still have this lace available for purchase the last time that I checked. So I used micro duoplex along the frame and outside and lower cup this, and the micro duoplex is dyed in the color topaz, which is one of my favorite colors that Bra Builders does. I think this topaz is such a lovely buttery color. This was the first time I had used used microduplex, so my stitching on it is really, really wonky. I'd really like to go back and revisit this bra again, maybe do it over now that my skills have gotten a little bit better. So for this one, I like the yellow buttery bottom, and then just use a little bit of the lace on the upper cup, and has this nice sort of like soft summery appearance. This is a Chloe bra that I did all in lace, and this lace was purchased from Beware. I had originally purchased this lace thinking I might use it for a bra for my mother, but we ended up finding a different lace that worked better. So this one was just stumbling around in my stash, so I thought I would give it another go with a Chloe. So utilizing this lace all over the front, everything is of course lined with sheer cup lining to make it stable, and then just some pink, I think these might be peach findings from Bra Maker's Supply, all around the bra. And this one is another kit from Bra Builders. I'm sorry that all of my bras are wrinkly. Of course, I have a lot of bras. I stuff them in the drawer, so they do get wrinkly. I've never noticed a problem when I put them on. It always sort of like stretches it out and it's fine. But obviously I'm not going to go around and iron hundreds of bras just for this video. So this bra here is another kit that I had purchased from Bra Builders, and the color is, I think, Dusty Sage, and then it has this really nice Liberty Tana Lawn that came with the kit. And I'm not a huge fan of Liberty fabrics, but this fabric I could definitely get behind. I thought it was really, really pretty, and I have a fair amount of this left, so I might be able to make a second bra with this. Again, this is just the Chloe bra pattern, and I do really love the Dusty Sage colorway because I like how the different materials pick up different colors. So this micro duoplex looks different than the power net, looks different than the straps, and I think that's really cool. I think it lends a nice sort of like modeled look to it that I really enjoy. So that is the last of the Chloe bras that I have. Next up, I have the Harriet bra. I think a lot of these are probably repeats from the last video. This first Harriet bra I have, I made back in November as part of my Inspired By month, and it was inspired by another bra maker, and I really loved the idea of doing the chartreuse green with a gray. So this one is comprised of micro duoplex that I've dyed myself, and then this chartreuse lace that I purchased off of AliExpress. This is a Bra Builders kit, and I think it was called Ferns and Flowers. It's a really, really pretty green. It's one of my favorite kind of colors of green. She still sells fern dyed items, but I think that the dye lot she's getting now of fern is a lot less saturated, it's a little bit more muted. I really love this one here, which is sort of that nice bright grassy green. So I've done lace all along the cups and bridge of this one, and then I did sheer panel just on the outside because I was trying to conserve lace, and particularly on me, I don't see the outside panels when I'm wearing the bra. All you can see is the centered portion here. So I don't worry about putting lace on the sides here if I'm trying to conserve it. And this one, it's nice because her kits are dyed, so all of the stuff matches, all of the elastics and findings and sheer cup lining, all that stuff matches perfectly, and so you get a nice cohesive looking bra. So that was Ferns and Flowers kit from Bra Builders. This is a Harriet, and I think that it was made using a kit from Beware, or like a kit that I got in a mystery box from Beware. So as I had said, I don't wear a whole lot of red, but I had read that red looks sort of invisible underneath clothing. It's better than a nude color, so I thought I would try it out. So I made up this Harriet bra in red, and that actually works pretty well, especially under like white clothing. I think it hides it a little bit better than maybe some of a too light of a nude color. So that is a red lace version. This one's been in my stash for quite a while, and I believe this is the bra that I made while making my Harriet bra tutorial. The lace came from Beware, and there's not a whole lot to say about it other than that, as again, I think this is a repeat from the last video. And the last Harriet bra I have is this sort of neon chartreuse with fluorescent pink dots on here. The camera is not doing it justice. It is really sort of like eye-searingly yellow. I love this one. It makes me happy. This lace came from Beware, and I think she still has it if I'm not mistaken. And then the findings on this one are Lingerie from Bra Builders. Next up, I have two versions of the Cindy bra from Ululu. So this is a pattern that's made for stretch materials. So I've used stretch satin in both of these versions, and it is a sort of like long line bra, which I particularly like. I find these really comfortable. I will say that this pattern uses an extremely long wire in it. I don't typically keep a lot of long wires in my stash because I don't find them comfortable. I think that if I were to make this again, I probably need to work on it a little more and sort of shorten the wire line, maybe drop the bridge down and drop the sidearms down a little bit to use a standard size wire. But other than that, I do find these quite comfortable, and of course I've made matching underwear to go with both of them. So in this first version here, I have teal with black on the outside, and then I made one that was sort of nude on nude, and this one is really pretty. I actually posted this on Bragust in 2020, and it as I think it was part of the Neutrals Day, and I won a bunch more of Ululu patterns because of this. So that was kind of cool. That when I made this, I didn't realize that it was going to net me even more patterns from Ululu. So I have picked up a couple more of her, mostly, I think this is the only wired bra pattern that she sells. The rest of them are more bralettes and underwear. But of course, my preference is always for wired bras. So the only problem I'd say with this one is that the bridge is pretty wide. I've narrowed it a little bit, but I think I need to narrow it even more. And because this is a stretch bridge, so this bridge stretches out even more when it's worn. So I don't tend to wear this nude one as often as I probably should. I think that, you know, an easy way to do that would probably just take a dart down the center here and sort of bring it together, but I just don't have time to sort of mess with that. I just go and move on to other bras that I like a little bit more. Next pattern we're looking at is the Fenway bra from Orange Lingerie. So I just have two in these. I've gotten rid of a lot of them, and then I've worked on the pattern since then, and so now I've gotten the pattern back to a place where I like it. So I definitely think there'll be more of these in my future. So the first one is using the Walk in the Woods kit from Bra Builders. I did a lace bottom, and then sort of, actually I think this is Bra Tool from TaylorMade Shop up at the top in the colorway Olive. I really, really like this sort of dingy green color. It is right up my alley. And then on this one, I worked on the pattern a little bit to raise the bridge here. I wanted to be able to use my standard size wires, whereas normally I tended to use plunge wires in this pattern, and I wanted to be able to use my regular day style wires. So that's why this extends up a little bit higher. You get that notch there, and I kept the original bridge that was in the pattern. So you can see originally the wire would have ended way down here, and I've just extended it up to get that look. So I really, really like this bra. I've worn it a couple times. I find it really comfortable. It definitely doesn't give me a whole lot of projected shape. It's a much more compressed looking bra, which doesn't bother me, but you know, it's something to keep in mind. So that is the first one, and then the only other version of the Fenway that I have right now is this one that I made during my Inspired by month, and I was trying to recreate a bra by Emerald Erin. So I was looking to recreate this sort of like bridge detail with the hole in the center, and I think it turned out really well. Again, using the Fenway pattern, I just altered the bridge pattern piece here, and then I continued my fold over elastic down the cup across the bridge and back up the other side. I do think that having the bridge attached up here at the top with fold over elastic is a little bit more comfortable than the other version that has the notch in it. I find this one tacks much better to my center chest because it's anchored up at the top as well as down below. So this one is quite comfortable. I will say that the band on it is a little long on me, so I might have to trim that down. I think the last time I wore it on the tightest hook, which is not what you're supposed to be doing when you first make a bra. It's supposed to be on the loosest hook possible. So I need to sort of cut this one up and make the band a little bit shorter before I put this back into my rotation. So moving along, I have the Marlboro bra from Orange Lingerie. I would say this is probably my second favorite pattern at the moment, even though I don't have a ton of bras in it. So first up, we have this version, which I made for Halloween. And it is a self-dyed version. So the purples on here are Purple Pop from Dharma Trading Company, and I've dyed just white findings that I purchased from Bra Builders. So this is Micro Duoplex dyed in Purple Pop, and then this lace and Power Net are dyed in Chartreuse, also from Dharma Trading Company. I've been really getting into acid dyes lately, so you'll see a couple bras in here where I've dyed them myself. I really love this color combination. It's quite unconventional and definitely a little bit brighter than the rest of my bras, but I think it's fun to have a couple bras every now and then that are fun and frivolous. So that is, again, a Marlboro bra from Orange Lingerie. So this is another Marlboro bra, and this one I made as part of my Inspired by Meg several months ago. I was inspired by Annabella Delgado, and she had done this really beautiful set with this nude stretch lingerie satin and black lace. So I decided to copy it. I used the Marlboro for mine, even though I think hers used the Black Beauty bra, just because I was getting a little bit tired of making the Black Beauty. I know. You'll see later on that I have easily dozens of Black Beauty bras. So I don't know why I decided I want to do Marlboro for this, but I actually really quite like it. I think it's one of my favorite Marlboros. I will say that after washing this a couple times, I washed it with my darks. I find that this lingerie satin looks a little bit dingy, so I need to probably go and do some color catching or something on this. But I find this bra is really, really nice. So I used the stretch material on the sides, the frame, and the lower cup, and then I lined it with a non-stretch material on the inside, so I had the properties that I wanted. So that's like the best way to use a stretch material on the top, is that you have to line it with something that's limiting on the inside. So you still get that look that you're going for, the fabric, but it has the structure that you need. This is another bra that was inspired by a maker. This one was inspired by Katie Makes a Dress, and I'm using this really lovely sort of lace that I purchased from AliExpress and a coral stretch satin in the bottom, on the frame and on the bottom of the cup. So for this one, I think this is self-dyed findings as well. I used peach blush dye from Dharma Trading Color to dye my findings. And this one does have matching bottoms. I did make sure to put like my skin tone color behind the lace itself, so that when it's worn, it looks like there's nothing behind the lace. It just looks like it's floating there. So this one I'm quite fond of. So this Marlboro bra is one where I was trying to redo the pattern. So I had gotten rid of most of my Marlboro bras because I didn't think they fit great. And I worked on not redrafting, but sort of like working on the pattern to get it to fit me well. And this is the first one I did after that sort of intensive look at the pattern, and the fit is spot on. I think this is one of my favorite ones for fit. So the one I've done this one in Duoplex, using black Duoplex from Beware to make the frame, and then I have this really pretty gold and black lace that I purchased from Bra Builders for the upper cup here. This is one of my favorite sort of like neutral bras. I consider black to be sort of a neutral color. It definitely makes me feel put together, and I love this bra a lot. And then the last Marlboro bra I have to show is another one that was inspired by Katie Makes a Dress, utilizing this really pretty light mint lace that I purchased from Beware, and then Peaches findings from Bra Builders. So Peaches is all of this, and then this lace came from Beware. Again, utilizing that Marlboro bra pattern that I had reworked to work better with my shape. So Marlboro was one of the first patterns I ever started sewing. I want to say this third bra pattern that I ever got. And so I had been, sewing with it for a while, and those bras weren't my favorite ones because the fitting techniques that I'd used when I first started were not the fitting techniques that I use now. And so going back into these old patterns, which had fallen out of favor, and sort of like reworking them, knowing the knowledge that I have now, has really helped me sort of reinvigorate my pattern stash. So this is the Marlboro bra. This one is the Lexington bra pattern from Orange Lingerie, and it is the only bra I've made using this pattern. I just got this pattern. I started working with it in December, so that's why I only have one bra in it, but I can definitely see myself using more of it in the future. It's probably the only unwired bra that I'm showing you guys today, but I like this better than a bralette, because I do find that with this sort of like cross your heart X style, you get a little bit more separation than you would in a typical bralette. So for this one, I was trying to recreate the Dita Von Teese Madame X bra. I think I did a good job, if I do say so myself. And then the lace came from Beware, and then everything else I've dyed myself using Jacquard acid dyes. Another sort of lonesome pattern is the Aerial bra from Porcelain, and I really like this pattern. In fact, it came up in my top 5 patterns. I just haven't made a whole lot of them because I think it works best with a plunge wire, and I just don't have a bunch of plunge wires in my stash, so I never think to make of it. I also really like the style lines in here, but I don't think that they work particularly well with lace, which is another reason why I don't make a lot of these, just because lace is my preferred medium to work with, and I think for this particular style, it works better like this when you're using solid fabrics and sort of using the style lines as the decoration instead of the lace itself. So that is the Aerial bra from Porcelain. This one is the Grace bra from Annie and Myra's. Again, this is a pattern that I got rather recently in November or December. And so I haven't made very many of them because I just got the pattern, but I definitely see myself making more of these in the future. So this particular one, I've used the Natalie hack that she has on her Instagram feed. Basically, the lace itself forms sort of like a balconette style bra, and then I did the back cups in bra tool are the full Grace bra pattern that goes all the way up here. So this is a quite full coverage bra, but I love the way that this hack works because it sort of like it gives you that look of a balconette bra, but you have sort of the more full coverage that works for larger bust sizes. So I really enjoyed this pattern. I found the thing that I found the most interesting with it and the most helpful, and the same reason why I liked the Porcelain pattern, which I just showed you, is that she gives you the option of different wire sizes. So you pick your size based on your measurements, and then I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, I think there's 5 wires sizes available for each cup size. So 2 above and 2 below, and as well as the standard wire size. So this is super helpful for me, who uses 2 wire size bigger than my cup volume should indicate. And it definitely gets you a lot closer without having to do any more modifications. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love this pattern so much. So this lace came from the TaylorMade shop as part of the TaylorMade collaboratory. And then all of the findings I've dyed myself using, I think this is Honey Mustard from Dharma Trading Company. And then the bra tool on here is Ivory bra tool from the TaylorMade shop as well. So now it's starting to take a look at some of my pinup girls patterns. The first one I'm going to look at is the Diamond Bustier. So the Diamond Bustier came out in 2020. It's a relatively new pattern. I really love it. I'm always a sucker for a long line bra. The first one, the first like real one I made, I did make a practice toile and had some issues with fit, and I made the changes to the fit, and then this is the first like real one to wear that I made. And I was copying off of a bra that Holly of the Twisted Poppy had made, and I really liked this combination of nude and like this light minty seafoam, so that's what I was going off of. And the thing that she had done that I thought was absolutely gorgeous was this sort of like faked strapless look with a nude upper cup piece. So for this one I've used a Honey bra tool and Honey findings that I got purchased from Bra Builders, and then this lace came from the Emerald Erin Studio, and I really love how this one turned out. I think I also use zip ties as the boning in this bra, and so this one is great for wearing with 50 style dresses. It's one of my favorite long line bras. I have to make more exactly like this for sure. And then I started to get funky with it. So this one is using materials purchased from Bra Maker's Supply. So we have this fun dot mesh, and I think this one is called Royal Blue, and fuchsia duoplex around the sides of it. For this one I was working on trying to be able to figure out how to use a 3x3 hook and eye on the bottom, and so I did that by crossing my straps in the back. That way I do still get that tension along the upper underarm edge of the bra. Otherwise what I find is this got too loose, and then the wires started tilting out and it was really loose underneath my arms. So crossing the straps over in the back does serve a functional purpose in this pattern hack. I know I had a lot of people asking questions about that. Could you just cut it shorter? No, the cross straps actually serve a functional purpose. So this is the first one that I did using the style, and for this one I also added just a style line down here in the center because I kind of like that color blocking effect of having the mesh in the center and then just the pink on the outside, whereas normally I think this is all one continuous piece that goes across. So this was a style line that I added to this bra, and that one was so successful I did go ahead and make a second one. And this one is utilizing that cherry duoplex, or not cherry, the chestnut duoplex that I showed you earlier. And the chestnut duoplex came from Beware, and then this teal mesh again from Bra Maker's Supply. This pattern does use this big wide elastic on the bottom, and I will say to check out Beware for this wide elastic. She has tons and tons of different colors available in this elastic, and it's super comfortable, especially in these long line bras. I think all of my long line bras are going to have this moving forward because it does make a huge difference in the comfortability of the bra. And the other patterns that I have from Pinup Girls are the ruby and amethyst pattern. I'm going to show these two sort of interchangeably because they are practically the same pattern, the only difference being the upper cut piece. So I sort of think of these as interchangeable patterns. I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying both. If I were you, I'd just pick one or the other. So the first up, this one is a ruby bra that I made back in December, and this is a kit that came from Bra Builders called Gilded. I absolutely love this. It's like a foiled crushed velvet. It is so fun and blingy, and definitely I wore this on New Year's Eve. So that is Gilded and the ruby pattern. Also in the ruby pattern is another velvet bra. This one is using some Winterberry crushed velvet that I purchased from Emerald Erin. Nice and comfortable. The only thing I would say about utilizing velvet in bras is that if you're wearing sort of a tight shirt, I had this problem where my shirt was like, it slides down really easily on this because of the way that I put the nap, but then it doesn't slide back up again. So throughout the day, my neckline was getting lower and lower and lower and lower, and my bra was showing in the shirt. So that's one thing to be aware of when you're working with velvet in lingerie. It might be just more for aesthetics and bedroom fun time and not necessarily as practical for everyday wear. This one is another ruby. For this one, I had worked really hard on getting this sort of like V effect along the neckline, and I think it was really quite successful. This is the first time I had made the ruby bra, and I combined, it's a stretch teal mirror satin on the back side and then a black bra tulle over top of it. So the bra tulle came from Beware, and I cannot for the life of me remember where I purchased the stretch satin, but I really love how this one looks and turned out. The fit isn't as great on it. Like I said, this is the first ruby bra that I ever made, so I did make some alterations to the pattern to get a better fit, but I really love this sort of like V neckline here that extends into the bridge. So that's definitely something that I want to carry forward and use again in some more of my bra making. And then the last one from Pinup Girls, this is the amethyst, and you can see it's basically the same exact pattern. The only difference is this upper cut piece right here. So for this amethyst bra, I've used stretch lace along the bottom, and then I think this is a stretch mirror satin in here, and then foam cups on the inside. I do think that this particular, the amethyst, the ruby, they all work better with foam cups, even though they say that you can omit them if you want to. I would say they work better with the foam cups. I get better shape and better feel of the bra when I use a foam cup. So that is the amethyst.
As I had mentioned in the introduction, I am planning to do a second video next week that will include all of the Black Beauty bras. So if you're interested in the Black Beauty pattern, stay tuned for that. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will know when it goes live. I'll see everyone next time. Take care.